What is innovation?
Customer needs change every day. You got to be able to meet them.
To be able to spot human talent and to be a good leader.
Innovators dream of things that never were and ask why not.
Creators that continue to be challenging, you have to keep creating.
Make people's lives easier.
I feel where curiosity and talent meet each other.
Future. It's recognizing the future.
Reimagine what is possible.
Innovation to me means creating something entirely different.
Leaders from Silicon Valley, China, and all over the world.
Welcome to Innovation Dialogue. First of all, let's welcome Thais Rezende, CEO from bizworld.org. Thank you.
Hi, Diana.
Yeah, I'm so happy you're here. And today we're going to talk about, should a 9-year-old start to learn entrepreneurship? Well, if we give this question to many people, I would say 90% would say no. Yeah, but actually you said yes.
I completely say yes. And I'm not sure they will say no. I think most people will say why.
Yeah.
And the answer is there are studies done by the World Bank that have demonstrated that the younger that you bring this education to children, the better and greater benefits that they will have from this experience. So what we're really trying to do is, more than creating the new entrepreneur of the Silicon Valley or of the world, some of them will, is really creating an entrepreneurial mindset. And what that really means is somebody that can think on their feet, somebody that can be resourceful, somebody that can be a trouble solver, that will see a problem and try to come up with a solution. And that's really what we are trying to create in the minds of these children through our program at BizWorld.
Yeah, that's right. You know, when we listen to this beautiful women entrepreneur give us an answer, you learn that what is this entrepreneurship for children about? It's not only that, you know, if you start a company and run a company like that, actually it's a mindset.
It is.
Yes, and here's a little bit about Thais Rezende. And she's the CEO of bizworld.org. And she has more than 20 years of government, media, and nonprofit experience, with the last 10 years focusing on the entrepreneurship development. She joined bizworld.org just for 1 year, but contributed a lot and organized many events and to reach over 30,000 children annually with more than 1,000 supporters around the world. And bizworld.org also, under her leadership, since right now it's already reached to 500,000 children around the world. Wow, look at you, you're like a movie star.
Thank you.
Why you choose to do this?
Well, for the past 20 years, I've been involved with nonprofit world. And what that really means is I get an opportunity to have a job that I enjoy, that I love, but I'm also giving back to the community. I do believe that the more that we invest in all of us, the better communities we will have and a better future we will have. And as a mother of 3 girls, I would love for them to grow in a world that has solved most of the problems that we're facing today. And I do believe that when the society comes together and aligns to missions, that we can accomplish a lot more.
So bizworld.org is a nonprofit, and how long has this company been organization?
It is a nonprofit that was founded 17 years ago by Tim Draper, one of the top venture capitalists in the Silicon Valley.
We all know him.
I know, he's a visionary. So I think most people know Tim for his sense of success. He has invested in many of the companies that today are huge successes in the Silicon Valley and around the world. But what I was really impressed with is how he was able to see a need in the education system today and create a program that was so complete. So BizWorld comes to a classroom, to a school, and it's not only teaching about entrepreneurship and the thinking that we were talking about at the beginning of the segment, but it's also a great way for children to see the benefits of really learning math. right? Most kids will fight a little bit against that and feel like, oh, I need to go to math class again. The reality is when they're doing BizWorld, they're practicing all the math, but they're doing it in such an engaging, practical way that they love it. They don't even realize that they're doing that. They're practicing their reading, they're practicing their public speaking, their communication skills, their teamwork. So they're really developing in a more holistic way. And it is amazing that Tim came up with this idea 17 years ago, and today is such a big worldwide experience for many, many children.
Yeah, he's such an innovator in Silicon Valley.
He is.
Yeah, that's right. You know, if you talk to many of the parents, they will say, oh, that's too early. Even they discuss about the college students. They say, oh, when you start a company in college or after graduation, that'll be too early. But you see, actually everybody needs to learn. It's a skill. It's a basic skill.
It is. And the reality is not everyone is equipped or is born with the DNA to be an entrepreneur, right? It requires a certain personality. But I do believe that everyone could be entrepreneurial. And what that means is even when you're working in an office environment, you need people that are self-motivated, that can be leaders but also followers. Somebody that can solve problems, somebody that will be thinking on their feet, and that's really what we're trying to create through BizWorld. So the earlier that you start, the greater gains that you're going to have. And what we have found also, because we do evaluation from our pre and post going through our program, is that low-income communities have benefited the most out of it, because they do not get a chance at home to talk about money and money management, for example, which it is critical. Unless you know how to balance your checkbook, you're going to be in trouble, no matter what age you are.
I think this is probably the opportunity for them to change their whole life, and they can live a different life than their parents, because it's a nonprofit, so everybody, you know, join the program for free. But what's the model, and how do you work with schools and teachers?
So we work directly with schools and teachers, and the way we do is at BizWorld, our responsibility is to find the funds to provide the programs for free to low-income schools and have a very affordable price for those schools that can afford it. So the way we work is there's a teacher in any place that you can name in the US or around the world that feels and believes in what we are just talking about right now, that entrepreneurship is something that every kid should have an opportunity to learn about. And they contact us, and then we look at that school and we work with them to give them the materials. And within the materials, they will have everything that they would need to implement the program. And it's reusable. So once you have that program, you can use it every year with your children. And so the effect or the impact that our programs have are multiplied by every year that we go about. We know that 90% of the teachers that have taught BizWorld in their classroom will repeat the following year and again the following year, at least for the next 5 years. And we have teachers that have done it for 10 years. So we know that you're not only really impacting 30 children in a classroom, but you have the capability of impacting thousands of children every time that a program is distributed to a classroom.
Yeah, actually you already impacted more than 500,000 children all over the world. And I think that's accumulated for 17 years, right?
Yes, correct. So in average, we are reaching about 30,000 to 40,000 a year. But since we started, it's about 500,000 kids right now.
Wow, that's a lot. So if there anyone become a successful entrepreneur later on through this program?
Well, the first person that went through our program was Draper. So the way the program really started was that Jessie, which is Tim Draper's daughter, came to him and said, so Daddy, what do you do for a living? And he thought, oh my goodness, how am I going to explain
because she looks
venture capitalists
not doing anything at home.
Exactly. So he thought, I cannot talk about a venture capitalist without talking about entrepreneurship. And he came up with the idea of presenting in her class about what he was doing. It was so successful that he hired, brought a team of curriculum developers to come up with what we have today as BizWorld. So as you know, Jessie is super successful. And she probably would have been, despite whatever circumstances. But the fact is, if you talk to her, she would tell you that it was very powerful to see role models around her that inspire her. And what Biz World does is that there are many kids in our communities that may not have those role models, but they can envision themselves being a CEO or a VP of marketing or a VP of sales, and that's exactly what we're doing.
Yes, and also the best thing is they can get in touch with their role models.
Exactly.
And sometimes even listen to them or talk to them.
Exactly.
And who's your role model?
Oh my goodness, I have so many, really. There's so many powerful men and women in our world today. We are very, I would say, blessed to be in an era where we can get in touch with them either by Twitter or Facebook or following them on TV and be able to really see so many people doing so many good things, right, around the world. So I'm aspiring to become a little bit of everyone that is doing good in this world.
Wow. Actually, you guys already reached more than 100 countries, but not in China. Do you have any plan to open your school like this in China?
We would love to do that. I think this will should be in every country because we live in a global economy. So I think we need to teach children about that and how to interact with different cultures, different styles, and learn to work together in the way. So China, of course, is a huge market, is very entrepreneurial in nature already. So I think it would be amazing if we could be in China in the next few years.
Yeah, what kind of qualifications you were looking for your partner?
So we are looking for somebody that is passionate about entrepreneurship, that understands that educating children early on will make a difference for the country, and that has connections with either school, the school system or the government, or is entrepreneurial itself, or himself or herself, and wants to bring that to the country and pilot it and make it its own.
Actually, many parents would say, I want my children to be grown natural. If I send he or her to learn this entrepreneurship, well, they they become a little adult.
They kind of do. It's amazing. When they're selling their products and when they are making decisions and solving conflict, you can see them really becoming mini adults.
Is that a good thing or bad thing?
Well, the thing is they do it in a very fun, engaging way. So they never lose that innocence and that creativity and that energy that children have, but they're making decisions that are going to really have a big impact later on. So one of the pieces that I love about our program is that at the end we have a round table where we discuss what went right and what went wrong. And it is really impressive to hear kids say, well, if we hadn't spent so much time discussing and fighting for our ideas and would have listened to others, we would have done much better as a company. And that is a great lesson for anyone, right? We do live in the adult world, and we know that conflict can really bring down productivity. It usually paralyzes people, and learning how to communicate and how to work together is critical for the success of everyone.
I saw the pictures that like children are playing games, and those pictures are really interesting. So what's your favorite program?
What is the part?
Yes.
Well, to be honest, all three programs that we have are really great. So Biz World is the one where they create the friendship bracelets. Then we have Biz Movie, where they create an animated movie. And then we have Biz Wiz, which they are stock market surrounded by it, and they are doing trading sessions. So I think all of them have different approaches to entrepreneurship and developing these 21st century skills. So my favorite part is the learning, the learning circle at the end, because that's when you really see the aha moment in the children and how much they learned.
Well, imagine 50 years later, what kind of society you and your children want to be in?
Yeah, one that provides enough opportunities for everyone. One where children that, for whatever reason, don't fit the mold that we have created, that can be entrepreneurial in their mindset and can be entrepreneurial in their ways, and can create their own jobs. Somebody that is well-rounded, is not just so focused on one industry or line that they can do anything else. Somebody that can be a great fit for any team that is out there. So I think the more that we can equip people and children in this case for jobs like that, because we don't even know what technologies are going to be developed, right? So sometimes when we talk about teaching children for their future, it's something that we don't even know what the future is going to be. What are going to be the jobs that are going to be available for them? But if they have certain skills, no matter where they go, they're going to be able to succeed. And that's exactly what I would love to see.
Yes, in the biz world, actually, you teach children entrepreneurship and you have to tell them what is innovation.
Exactly.
So for the 9-year-old, 10 years, 11s, and how do you tell them in a very simple sentence?
So we always about an entrepreneur, and we ask, so what is an entrepreneur? And they go like, what is that word?
Yes.
But what we tell them is an entrepreneur is somebody that sees a problem and finds a solution, somebody that wants to be creative and innovate. And what that means is to create new things that are going to resolve a problem that we're seeing. So they get really excited about that, and then they think about robots that are going to do magnificent things, and many of them will, and that is really inspiring.
Wow, that's a good answer. You know, innovation for them and for everybody is create new things and solve the problem.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much for being with us, and I hope that we'll have you back next time.
I would love to. Thank you.
And thank you. So should 9 years old start to learn entrepreneurship? I think everybody has the answer now.
Thank you.
As a startup in Silicon Valley, innovation is our DNA. It's inside our blood. What is innovation?
Very confident.
It's a way of thinking, it's a philosophy, it's a mindset. It's very closely related to leadership.
For me, it's really about finding the right fit between the product and the market.
Have a strong technology position, a strong market impact.
Innovation can be an idea, can be a product, can be a service, or can be a thinking. It can be everything, out-of-box thinking, not limited to your background, to the past. Welcome to Innovation Dialogue. I'm Diana Dane, and today we are going to talk about Cloud Festival. Today we have Carrie Davis, and she's here to share her story, which is so inspiring. What we are doing here is to summarize, bring out the point, and give a good presentation. Help people to bring out their idea to the whole world.
It's very important to be able to spot human talent and to be a good leader.
More importantly, it's how our corporate and partners perceive the value that's come out of the event.
It was all about seizing the opportunity rather than looking at the world as a set of problems.
I want to change the paradigm of angel investing being local. I want all of us to think global and to look at great opportunities in Asia or Europe, wherever it is in the world.
Come to Ding TV. Let us work together to bring out your idea to share with the whole world.